good morning, good afternoon, and good evening as the Microtransaction presents the Microtransaction. I'm your host, Liquid, and joining me, I have the man that puts the action into Microtransaction, Chris. Chris, how are you today?
Bro, I'm doing phenomenal. I feel the energy, the intensity, the veracity that we're doing things at today, and I enjoy the click that we're at.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Same here. I love the click. Speaking of clicks, just want to let everybody know, like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're trying to hit 50 by the end of the year. If you want to be part of the dream, please help us reach that goal. We'll be forever grateful. We're already forever grateful, but this will just continue that gratefulness. But
I wasn't grateful before. I'd be grateful now.
Extreme. But yeah, we have
We 90s X Games. We're grateful to the extreme.
Extreme up your ass. I didn't say it. So just want to go over the show real quick as far as what we have in line for everyone. So we're gonna give Deathloop Impressions from me personally. Been playing that, just going loop-de-loop and loving it. Oh man, but you'll hear about that. We're gonna talk about Nvidia and how they confirmed leaks. Oh, maybe not. We'll see. And then we're going to close it off with Battlefield being delayed and how it stacks up against Call of Duty. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I like that. But so before we get into it, Chris, I know I asked you how are you today, but what have you been up to this last week? Let's do some catch up here.
Honestly, bro, you want to know what I've been doing this week?
Please.
You want to know? I'll tell you and the kids at home what I've been doing. Honestly, I've just been getting back on the Halo grind. I've been in the lab, bro. The thing is, I've been playing. I haven't been satisfied with my performance, and I'm like, I'm gonna start streaming. The thing is, I've been waiting to. We had this snafu with Gears, so I play Halo in between while we start playing Gears. But like one of the days the server was down, or something like then we have a meeting or something else, and I'm like, dude. This needs to start happening. I need to get my reps in, and I haven't been digging the performance. So I've been fine tuning the controls. I've been messing with the thing. I've been trying to start at scratch again. So it's just been this thing. They're trying to get the competitive key because I was yearning for it, and I'm like, I can't go to infinite and being a scrub. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't do that.
Obviously.
So I think. If you guys are watching now, in the future on the thing, we're going to have the road to infinite. And it's going to be me just shaking off the cobwebs. You know what I'm saying? Just getting back to my old Spartan days.
Just knock off that ring rust?
Yep, just shine everything inside. I need to be that guy again.
Okay, yeah.
I want to be that guy, pal.
Yeah, hey, I'm looking forward to it. That definitely sounds great. Me personally, I've just been... Well, I have been playing Deathloop throughout the week. I had to take a pause from it. Don't have my PlayStation right now. Dylan's borrowing it for work purposes. Don't worry about it. It'll make sense. So what did I do, though? I actually got into a little bit of Psychonauts 2. Just went back to that a little bit. Dude, I still like that game. Like, that is up there for one of the Game of the Years for me, too. Like, I know people talk about it. So, yeah, it's definitely a contender. And I'll be honest, I even tried a little xCloud too. Like I went ahead and tried it on my phone. I'm like, let me try something different. Why not? I was in bed. I was like, I don't want to play on the PC right now. Let me go and try some xCloud. So I just tried it on my phone, just with the phone controls, not even a controller. And the controls I could care less about, like, because I knew that wasn't gonna work. I usually like to play with the controller. Obviously, I think any person with a right mindset would. Any stupid mobile.
How about this, baby?
Stupid mobile gamers. Am I right?
Whoa.
What, bro? You just said it was all about this. It was all about the sticks. You had your sticks.
Look. First of all, agreed 100%, right? Don't let look. Oh man, don't let me start a game. But the thing is, hold on. When I say mobile controls, it's this. Mess me.
I see that. I see you doing a little curveball there. You throwing a little curve at? You throwing a little curve?
Oh, bro, I do nothing but curveballs. All right, I'm just out here. Bro. And another thing, last week I did get a shiny Weedle.
Oh, okay. For those who don't know, we're talking about Pokemon Go. Just in case, if you don't understand the finger gestures that Chris is doing, it's not to pleasure anyone. It's to get those.
It's to pleasure someone. Me.
Oh God. Whoa. But yeah, so I've been playing it, tried it, but as far as the connection, the stability, the response, I thought it was pretty good so far. I mean, I've only tried the one game. I would like to it's piqued my interest to the point that I do want to try more games out now on it. So I want to give it a shot. But yeah, that was me throughout the week so far.
Yeah, I hear the peripherals to try it out are actually pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm so far first impressions positive. I'm down to give it another shot. But yeah, other than that, then I guess let's just get right into it. Right, you got nothing else to let's just dive into it. Let's loop on them right in.
I want to hear about Deathloop.
All right.
And I want to, first of all, before you get, I just want to thank Microsoft for throwing a bone, dude. Just giving PlayStation something to do this fall. How generous of Microsoft. All hail Phil Spencer.
I also want to thank Arcane Studios for making a decent game. Now, if only they can make a first party good game for Xbox, then maybe it'd be worth it. It'd be worth it. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's coming. We know it's coming, right? All right.
Can't wait till I can play Deathloop.
Yeah, dude, and yeah, I can't wait neither. Cause, dude, I want to talk about this game. Like, this game is so good. Like, so just to give people an idea of where I was at to where I am now. Before, when I first found out about Deathloop, I wasn't really that interested in it. I thought it sounded cool. I was getting a lot of roguelike vibes, and you know how I was before Hades, before Returnal, how I felt about roguelikes. Just not the biggest fan. That's changed since then, especially with those two games that I just mentioned. And Deathloop, it doesn't even play like a roguelike. That's the thing. Like roguelike, you automatically assume that, hey, you once you die, you lose everything. And for the most part, it's kind of like that. However, there's a big thing. There's so many different things you can do to kind of prevent that from happening. And I'll get right into it here. So the first thing I want to touch up on is the gameplay.
Wait. This is spoiler free, right?
Yeah, 100% spoiler free. For anything that I'm talking about is what's already been revealed in the trailers. So,
Gotcha. Just making sure for the kids at home.
Yeah, if you want to stay completely away from it, then sure, I guess you could skip, 10 minutes or so, I would say. But I think you're safe. Honestly, I wrote it out confidently that you're not going to get spoiled. It's just not going to happen. All right. So, the solid gameplay, I love the shooting. The shooting mechanics feel great, and the stealth feels really good. It's and that's, I think the thing is you could do either or. You got your stealth options, or you can just go running and gunning if you want. It's up to you, really. There's no wrong way to play it. Now some certain things you might miss certain opportunities or stuff that you can discover. But just to give people an idea of how this loop mechanic works. All right, the whole idea is Colt is the main character. You're stuck in this loop, and you're trying to break the loop. All right, and so the loop is essentially, or each loop essentially is broken off in 4 different times of the day: morning, noon, afternoon, and night. And how these times of day progress is whenever you go into a certain area, the map is broken into 4 different areas. Whenever you visit an area and come back to your safe house, I guess you can call it, for lack of a better term, then that day is now progressed. So next time you go out, it's now no longer morning, it's now noon. And you come back, you go back out, it's now afternoon and night until the day is done. Once the day is done, it now loops. So you lose everything, depending on what you had. The only thing that really carries over is probably the most important piece that you need, which is information. The whole thing is gathering information. The game works as a very investigative, just discovery game. It definitely it benefits you to explore and just find ways to start a loop, but without having to go through what you did the loop prior. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like killing, just sort of cutting the time down in half, essentially, or whatever you're doing there.
Real quick.
Yeah.
From Chris for Microtransaction.
Yeah.
Questions. One, you talked about the gameplay, and I want to get to it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you find yourself more doing with the gameplay? Because I had a text message from you the other day, and you said, I didn't know there was stealth in the game at all.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, it's stealth or balls to the walls action, end quote. Now, what do you find yourself playing more?
So it's stealth until I get caught. That's really what it is. It's stealth until I get caught. Like, and it's so funny because this is how, because I always start whenever I start once I leave the safe house, right? I usually leave without any weapons, which because I'm like, I'm gonna find it on the field. That's how I play. I'm like, I feel like if anything, the weapons are more, even though there's no weight like in distribution in any way. There's nothing that has to do with weight, but I just feel like it's just bearing down on me with the weapons. I'm like, I'll find it on the field. So I usually go with no weapons, and I'll usually end up killing somebody, and then I'll steal their weapon, and then I kill somebody else. Maybe I'll take their weapon, because you can hold up to 3 weapons.
Oh.
And there are some silenced weapons too. So yeah, so it definitely plays more into that stealth mechanic. Yeah, once I get caught, I'm running away, maybe shooting my way out a little bit until I can hide again, and then they stop looking for me. Then I'm back to stealth mode. Not only that, when you bring these weapons back to your safe house, technically you get to keep them. You get to keep these weapons into whenever you go to another area. Now again, once the loop is broken or once the loop is reset, then you lose the weapon. However, you can retain the weapon by upgrading it. The upgrades allow you to bring it's really only like one upgrade. You can add attachments, but it's mainly upgrades. Whenever you upgrade a weapon, you bring it into your next loop. Like it'll always follow you now from now on. So now you'll never feel naked. So that's the sense of progression that you're gonna have here, and like I said, the goal is to really just gather as much information throughout the day, and just to minimize or to maximize, your time in your next loop. The whole thing is you got to kill these bosses. They're called visionaries. That's the whole idea of the game. Once you kill the visionaries, that's supposed to break the loop. That's the goal. However, go ahead.
I'm sorry, real quick. I'm sorry to cut you off. I just have
please.
another question.
Go ahead.
You talked about this intel. Now, you said getting this information is like a fun way to get this information, or does it feel tedious?
Oh no, it's definitely fun. It's extremely fun, as a matter of fact, because you never know what you're gonna find. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to give an example here, I might find something that leads to one of the boss's whereabouts, or two bosses' whereabouts, or it might be some information to find out what the boss is doing at this time in the day, because throughout the day the bosses are in different areas and you have to kill them. However, if you kill them one at a time, you'll never be able to break the loop, because they're never in the same place. So you'll never be able to kill them one at a time. The whole goal is to try to gather as much information to get the bosses in the same area at the same time, to then kill them more efficiently. That's the whole goal. All right, so that's where your discoveries come into play. That's when your intel comes into play, and then you can do other things to like sabotage certain things, maybe to lead these bosses to in a certain area, try to try to get them all together. That's the whole thing. It's all about finding clues. It's Blue's Clues. Why
are you gonna make me feel? Why are you gonna make me feel something, bro? We're out here, bro. Steve is proud of all of us. All right.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, and then like the thing is, but it's also beneficial to then kill these. If you want to kill the bosses individually, you can, because they have certain equipment on them that's like unique to them. They have certain features, like and for anyone who plays Dishonored, this is not a spoiler. Like if you know Dishonored, you know this. The shift ability, you can like just teleport from one area to the advance pretty quickly. Huge. I love that shift ability, because it's just like you just shifting all over the place, and it just helps you get places faster. And I encourage, whenever you get these those abilities, that's really what you want to spend your currency, I guess, into, to make sure you carry that over to your next loop, so you're never losing that.
Is there an in-game currency?
Yes, it's called Residium. You collect it throughout the map, and that currency is then used to upgrade your weapons, to bring it. And it's not even just weapons. It's weapons. It's these little, just like equipment to make you better, like give you a double jump ability, maybe to make you a little stronger, stuff like that, like increase your health or health regen, just little buffs. There's even stuff that are like nerfs. Like if you want to challenge, there's one that'll just constantly poison you for some reason. You can sell these, and then you can get more currency so you can upgrade other ones. The whole thing is, let's say you're about to end your day, you want to make sure you spend as much of that you can, because you'll never carry it over to the next day. So always spend it. Always spend it. That's the whole thing. But yeah, like I was saying, I just want to give you a quick example of what I was doing in my shift ability. There was one guy, like he was about to I threw a bottle, it broke, and he was actually coming. He wasn't going to where the bottle broke at. He was actually coming to where I was located at, and I was like, oh man, like, I don't know, how am I going to get out of this, right? And I see, because you can tag people as well. So I can see him coming around the corner since I tagged him. And I'm like, I got nowhere to hide. I'm like in this little cubby hole, just like standing there. Like, I'm just waiting for him to come around the corner. Maybe I could just blast him. But then his friends are there too. So instead, what did I do? Is I had the shift ability ready. I was holding the button, and I could see where I'm going to land. So as soon as he breaks the corner, I shifted right behind him. And then I just took him out from behind. Oh, it was so sick. So just stuff like that.
Satisfying.
And yeah, it's stuff like that I do love, and I feel like Arcane they nail it pretty well. I feel like, and even in the Dishonored series as well. It's just one of those things that are like, man, can I do this? And then you do it, and you're like, oh man, that was cool. Like, yeah, it's extremely satisfying. But in a nutshell, that's kind of the premise of the game. I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
It's like, I can do this. What else can I do? Questions for later. Like, let's keep on the loop.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
And like the map, like I said, is broken into 4 different areas. They're more like I would treat them like a playground, right? So like, because like these areas are like, and you can visit, like I said, the same area in different times of the day because it's always different. You know, the enemies that are in this section in the morning, it may not be in the same section at night. You know, they might, or like for example, I see these two guys like picking at this wall in the morning, and then I come back later at night, and there's a hole in that wall now. So it's just stuff
Oh,
like so.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very smart, dude. It's done very well. It's like you could see that they literally just took out layout, and it's not the biggest map. They're small areas, you know. They're just like open areas. They're not even an open world. But it's just like,
Okay.
but it's done so smart, like where they make those little changes where, oh, they could just use literally the same map. They just make these little minor changes that make it seem like it's different times in the day, and that's how you kind of like it. It always feels fresh. It feels new, you know.
Huh. So you kind of answered my next question. It was gonna be about like different times of day during the bosses. So like, what? You know, I know you had gripes with Dishonored 2.
Mm-hmm.
Has that carried through with this game, or has it quelled a lot of the problems that you had?
I'm glad you asked, and it's so funny because like I was gonna like try to keep Dishonored 2 away from this, but I guess you kind of can't.
Talk about
Yeah,
it.
you got to talk about it.
You got
So my problem with Dishonored 2, because I know a lot of people love it, and I like it. I didn't fall in love with it, and playing this game kind of makes me want to go back to it. It's there was certain areas where I just feel like let's say if you're walking like upright or you're running, obviously they can hear your footsteps. However, even if you're on the second floor versus the enemy being on the first floor, they can still hear your footsteps, which I think is incredibly stupid. Whatever. This game did have there was two things that happened wrong so far for the few hours that I've played it. There was one where an enemy's back was completely turned towards me, and so I'm just sneaking up behind him, and his vision thing is going off. Like you could see, they have like a little vision icon where you can see when they're about to notice you. All right, so he pretty much saw me through the back of his head. I don't know how. So the game, I guess, was registering him as walking one way, but his vision being in a whole different way. I don't know. Good.
Now, did he have eyes behind the back of his head?
He had a helmet. I couldn't see.
God, you never can.
Yeah, you can't get it. What else? There was another time also where I was doing something mission related, and I gathered an intel, and after you have a little conversation with the, it's story based, so you have a little conversation with another person you're talking to over the radio, and then it's supposed to give you control. Well, the game never gave me control, and my character just stood standing there, couldn't do anything. I literally had to restart the mission and kind of do everything all over again. That right there kind of sucked. But yeah, it's still
breaks immersion.
Yeah, it breaks immersion. Didn't ruin the experience overall, but it's just those little moments where you're just like, oh, like I don't like that. But for the most part, everything's been great. I love the characters. I think Colt is a very interesting character. The voice actor who plays him, I think, does phenomenal. Like I don't know, he's very interesting, and the main story is about breaking the loop. If you want to learn more about Colt, it's more of a side story. Like you kind of have to like do a little more digging, and that's what I like about this game. It encourages more side exploration because it could help you in the main mission also. So you sometimes you want to go off the beaten path. Like one of the side missions had me, find clues, and I found out it was for like a legendary weapon because his weapons have grades as well. And with you have their like common weapons and your better legendary. You've played Destiny, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, so you got weapons like that. So one of my missions led me to like a nice sniper rifle. It's like one shot, one kill, no matter where you shoot them, that sort of thing. So it's crazy stuff like that. The game has tons of style, very stylistic. It's got this like 60s and I'm talking like England 60s, where everything pop, like pop art and stuff like that. Like, dude, yeah. It looks awesome. And like I said, the main characters, their voices are great. I love Juliana. She's the girl who's always trying to stop you. She's awesome as well. And the banters they usually have between each other, Colt and and Juliana, awesome, just phenomenal.
Have you had any? Do you play with the intervention? If for those who don't know, there's a character constantly trying to character, and someone can control that character. Have you had a real person try to interrupt your game, or have you turned that off completely?
I've turned it off completely. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's when they implement these stupid people that allow you to enter it. Like I hate when Metal Gear did it for your base, your mother base or whatever. I hate it when Watch Dogs did it. I hate when this game does it, and it's just like I wouldn't mind normally, but it's just like I'm playing the mission. All right, I'm playing single player. I don't want to play. Like I don't want to get caught because some dude decided to play online and then they decided to put this person in my world. You know, I like they show you how it works by having like an AI do it, or it's like impersonating a person, so that way you have like it's like a tutorial, you know, like so you have an idea of how it works. But no, I haven't really tried it myself just because I'm not for it. I don't like when games do that. I think they're stupid. I think it's a dumb idea. But maybe some people, I guess it's for some people. You know what I'm saying? It's just not for me.
Yeah, because some people said you really learn the breadth of game of the killing and the hiding and the gabagoo when you do this more. But I could totally understand where you're coming from, because sometimes like I'm trying to get my assassination on.
Yeah,
I ain't trying to worry about this dude teabagging my dead body.
Right.
I'm not.
Right.
I'm not. No.
Exactly.
But that leads me to my last, maybe most important question, Liquid. Game of the year?
Ooh, dude, you know what's funny is that I was thinking about this last night. I was in the shower thinking about this last night. You know, all us suds just sudded the F up. Yeah, dude. I was in the shower and I was like, so far, my games of the year, I'm gonna list them off real quick. I only have 4 so far. All right, and it's
Liquid's game of the year,
so,
nominations.
So far, we've got Returnal, we've got Ratchet and Clank, we've got Psychonauts 2, and we got Deathloop. Those are the 4 right there so far.
2 Xbox games, 2 PlayStation games. You know what I'm saying?
If you want to say it, yeah. 2 Xbox Studio games, sure.
You know? So, Liquid, the year's not over. We got a couple big contenders, which we'll talk about later in the show.
Oh, yeah.
But if you were to, like, onto your head, like, freeze! It's the game of the year!
Ooh.
Right now!
My initial thought's gonna say Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, that's my initial just because dude, playing Ratchet and Clank, it's so funny because in the beginning I was just like, ooh, I don't see why you would need a PS5 for this game. And then I got to like a certain level and I'm like, oh, this is why you need the PS5 for this game. Like it's just stuff like that. So and then not only that, I love Ratchet and Clank. They're like one of my favorite series of all time. So that's where I'm at so far. But Deathloop is, dude, it's contending. It's up there, man. It really is.
Wow, so you basically what you're saying, you got to a part of the game where ray tracing happened, and you're like, oh, traces of ray.
You see, you would think that
it's so pretty.
You would think that, but I actually don't have it on. I'm trying to maximize as much frames as possible. Because it's a shooter.
Story game?
It's a shooter, dude. It's also a shooter.
No,
it's a first person. I need my frame. Look, even in a story-based game, I prefer frames over resolution 100%, dude. I just a better experience overall for me. That's where I'm at.
I guess gameplay is key. I agree with you to a point. But if I had Ratchet and Clank and I had the TV that could showcase it, dude.
Yeah,
like, bro. I want to see the pretty thing.
Yeah.
That's me, though. But you know what's good about it? Gives you the option. Something for you, something for me.
Exactly.
I'm down for that. So
yeah, no, that is great.
I for sure, by the way, quick cut, very quick. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm cutting you off.
No, go right ahead. I think it's great.
I really thought your game of the year was going to be Returnal.
Honestly, I thought so too, but... So the reason why I haven't said Returnal, or the reason why I'm kind of leaning towards Ratchet and Clank is because, remember, I was supposed to platinum Returnal and I wanted to. The thing is, there's one thing that is bothering me, and it's just the inconsistency of like where things spawn at and how long it takes me to get that platinum. That's kind of like I have to deduct points for that, because that's the type of game, or that's how I like to play my game. You know what I'm saying? So that's sort of where I'm at. If I go back to it, maybe it might change my mind, but I don't know, man. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I'll ask one more question and I'll stop.
You know, please.
Okay. So if Hades came out this year, dog, is Hades your number one?
Like, it's so funny because when I was in the shower last night, I was thinking of Hades as well, and I'm like, Hades would be up there, and then I'm just like, but it didn't come out this year, so I'm not gonna answer that. No, I'm kidding. I'll answer it. I'm not. I ain't no little. I'll answer it. Would it be my game of the year this year? I'd still probably say no, and only because I haven't beaten it yet. I feel like if I loved it that much, I would have beaten it by now, and I haven't. So maybe I don't love it as much as I say I do. Maybe I'm just a poser.
Or maybe you're just not the gamer you think you are, and you can't.
Yeah, maybe I just suck, dude. Maybe I just suck at games, dude. Like,
come on, look, you're supposed to fight me on it.
My bad.
I feel bad.
My bad.
I feel bad. I'm sorry. Look, you're a great gamer. All right.
I needed that.
Your Katie is so good.
Yeah.
Good.
But I mean, that's pretty much it though with Deathloop. I mean, that's kind of like it in a nutshell. That's my feelings towards it. I can't wait to play more. I'll be getting my PlayStation back tomorrow, so I will be diving right back into it. And like, I'm taking my time with this game. Like, I'm trying to do all the side stuff, and I didn't think I was gonna do that in this type of game. I'm trying to do as much side stuff as I can, and trying to carry over as much weapons as I can. I want to kill all of these bosses at once in the way I want to do it. Just make it look all cool. It's all for Flash.
Liquid.
Yeah.
Are you gonna stop playing this game to play Death Stranding?
Because let me see. That's a week from now.
6 days from now.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be 4 days from the time this drops, I believe.
Right. Hopefully, I'll at least beat Deathloop by then, but I don't know. Let's ask me next week. Let's follow up. Let's follow up on this.
So we write a note. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up everything. Yeah. Do what you gotta do while I take this note.
All right, so we're following up with that. So now we're gonna take this time to then. We're good, Chris. I know you're taking a little sippy there. All right, we're gonna take this time to kick it off to the lot. For those who don't know, it's that list of our list of transactions. I almost forgot what it meant for. Almost forgot what it stood for. I do words. Who needs them, right? Anyways,
we do.
That is true. Kind of hard to do a podcast without words, right? All right.
Yeah.
So
just be us being like
just us, Mr. Vibe. Yeah. Anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and kick it off to the lot here. Go over our list here. For those who don't know, the lot is our Patreon. If you're feeling generous, donate $1. It gets you not exclusive, but early access, and you might get some more stuff coming. So stay tuned. But first of all, let's start it off with Jessica.
I got nothing.
We got nothing. Damn.
I got nothing.
All right.
Nothing.
All right. Maybe next week. Okay. Next we got none.
No. The great Gyro herself.
The great Gyro in the flesh. All right. I didn't think about that. That sounded kind of weird.
That's what we're rolling with, dude.
Gyro in the flesh. All right.
Oh no! You broke me. Keep on going.
Next on the list is Nung.
Nung, she's still here.
Still here. Bro, can't believe it. She forgot. She just letting that payment go. There's nothing wrong.
Honestly, she's like the girl that like went to the comedy thing after work.
Yeah.
And she's like, there's a whole comic up on the stage, and she just went to sleep. She's
right.
so tired. Like right after work. You know what I'm saying?
Next is Patrick, aka Patty Cakes. After that, we've got Dylan.
The Mr. Sony himself.
Yeah, there you go. Andreas.
Daddy Warbucks, come on, Buffy.
Yeah. Liz.
I believe in you. The Elden Ring.
Then Ani.
Ani. Oh, me and Ani. She posted a lady on social media that I can't stand, and she's like, "If you don't like her, you don't like me." And I was like, "Whoa!" But I think she knew it came off a little high, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't mean it like that." And she's like, "No, but I still love you." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." I was like, "That's all the shit I give a."
I wonder who was it.
It's a lady. Oh man, I forgot. When I saw the lady, bro, this lady it's not even like she's saying anything overly negative.
Okay.
It's just like, when you meet, like, not when you meet someone, but when you see someone, you're like, I don't like that person. The thing
Okay.
about that human being is just like you over there.
Oh.
And that person, I always had the vibes, and I've listened to because of people. I've listened to this person have to speak for like hours on end, and I'm just like, I don't trust this bitch.
Yeah, that whole seeing someone and then immediately just disliking them happens to 80% of probably the people I meet. I would say. But
Yeah, well, it happened to me.
that is true. Crystal's one of them. That's a story for another day. Next on the list is Josh, aka Infinite Neo.
Which should be starting his streaming up soon because he got his PC back, baby.
Yeah, he got a PC. Looks nice. RGB'd up. It's got all the lights.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, everyone knows. Well, if you want a good PC, you put lights in it. That's what you do.
Obvious.
Facts. Next is Justin, aka Tampa Cornflake. You've seen his gameplays.
Yeah, he good. He good. It sucks that he has like the third best PC out of the group, but like, good for him.
Oh man,
Odds medal himself.
Coming up a little short there. And then last but certainly not least on the list, we've got none other, the reigning champion, Matt.
The best there is.
Mm-hmm.
The best there was.
Right.
And the best there ever will be my brother Matt. Oh my god. My best friend.
The best friend.
Just in case you guys forgot. My best friendship is up for sale. I got an argument with Jessica about it. And I was like, you want to be my best friend? You need to up that Patreon, baby.
There you go.
I'm like, my best friend, whoever is the number one spot. All right, I am for sale. I've been giving away my best friendship for years now. It's up to the highest bidder. And right now, blood thicker than water. All you are trash.
Man.
All right, Matt's number one.
Trash compactors. All right.
Still love y'all though.
Oh yeah, of course. Now, let's get into some more serious things. All right. Nvidia confirms leaks. All right.
Oh.
So let's see here. Let's go over some of the leaks. All right. We can all appreciate a good leak, right? When something comes out it's not supposed to. Ooh.
Bro, I should have brought my umbrella because it's leaking out here.
Yeah, it's raining leaks out here, bro. It's pouring leaks out here. It's storming.
Jeez.
All right. So just to give people an idea, let me give you a little idea of what led us to the leaks, essentially. So Nvidia GeForce Now, for those who don't know what that is the cloud-based streaming service that Nvidia offers. All right, you've seen streaming services. You know how it works. You pay a monthly fee, you get streaming. Now, the one cool thing about this streaming service is that it has its licensing permissions that it gets from publishers and allows you to stream the games that you already own. You can stream them from the platform because you technically own the license to it. So it allows you to do that. Nice. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah, you get to stream it right from the Nvidia servers. Now, someone discovered with a lot of steps, more than I could really count, to be honest with you. There's got to be at least 2. So, yes, once it goes past 2, I'm lost. But, just a bunch of steps to sort of get around the system. It seems like what it's accessing is more of I guess a confidential database. Is more of like Nvidia, like employees, something only they can access. All right, and this gave us a huge list. For starters, it listed over 18,000 games, which is not on their normal list. So we know there's way more on that list than what should be. Just to name a few, okay, is God of War from PlayStation, the exclusive God of War. For PS4, this is 2016's God of War. God of War was on that list. Returnal's on that list. Oh, yeah. Dark Souls.
Oh.
Gran Turismo 7. Oh, yeah.
Gran Turismo 7? I didn't hear about Gran Turismo 7.
Oh, yeah. And then let's shift a little. So that's the big hitters that I saw for PlayStation. Let's talk about Xbox games now. We saw Gear 6. Or we didn't see anything, but we saw it on the list. Gear 6. We also saw an unannounced game from the Initiative. I'd assume it's the Perfect Dark game they're working on. I don't know. I don't know when that's supposed to be coming out, but it just says unannounced Initiative game. All right. And then just for a little more, I guess, random games here, Injustice 3 was on there. So we We haven't heard of an Injustice 3, right? It hasn't came out yet. I'm pretty sure.
No, no, dude, it's a Mortal Kombat 11. I want to say it's the last one that came out.
Yeah.
And so they like, for those who don't know, NetherRealm tends to be on a cycle. They'll go Mortal Kombat Injustice, Mortal Kombat Injustice, and I know what you're thinking. Like, whoa, they make fighting games like this? Yes, and the story mode is always awesome. We're always on board. What NetherRealm is doing, basically, if you're playing a game and a fighting game and has a story in it, and it's good, it's kind of NetherRealm. It's NetherRealm's fault. It set the path for us.
If Chris, if you could do me a favor, get the mic a little closer to the mouth. It sounds a little far away.
Oh.
No, yeah, perfect. That's exactly what we want, baby. That's what we need to hear. So it just sounded a little far away. We still heard everything though. We still made out what you said. Oh, and then
you hear that?
I saw it. So let's see here. Also on the list here, that's a little exciting, I guess, for lack of a better word. God of War showed that it also like confirmed for Steam. It had a Steam, I believe, a Steam logo on it. So in other words, it's like these games that are also on Steam. You see their Steam logos on it as well. God of War had that Steam logo, and it didn't. That wasn't on every game. So it seems like it's pretty true that and we kind of suspected God of War would be a game that's coming to PC. I mean, that's what PlayStation's starting to do. They're starting to push out some of the games on PC. So why wouldn't God of War? Why wouldn't one of your best sellers be on there, right? So yeah. So we saw that. Also, to add here, there's more games that were even found that are not on the list, like following these same steps. Nvidia has since blocked the way to get into these things. So yeah, so there's some some smoke there if you're smelling a little closely. And then the last thing I wanted to at least mention here is there was also pirate emulators. Now, when I say that, like I'm talking about like Dolphin Emulator. For those who don't know, Dolphin Emulator, usually first of all, it's an emulation software, is what it is, and you can play games. A lot of Nintendo games tend to be run on the Dolphin Emulator. One of the games that they saw on there that actually had the picture with screenshots and everything was Super Mario Brothers Wii. Was on there. On the list was Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, but that one, the Mario Brothers Wii, actually had a screenshot, and it actually said GeForce Confidential, meaning they did not want this to be shown anywhere. It has no plans. We know for sure Nintendo has no plans to bring that to PC at all in any way, shape, or form. They're not going to do it. That's just how Nintendo works. All right, it's just not gonna happen. But it's
who knows, Liquid.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's not gonna. There's no way.
Nah. You see, look at this. Is I'm gonna give it a little push. Maybe with Nintendo going all wild, you know what I'm saying? Realizing that like the future is online. They're going wild. In the way I say that, they finally added Bluetooth to the Nintendo Switch. They had it all this time, and then just decided, oh yeah, wait, we have that. It just
flip the switch.
And hit the switch, click. Anyway, but there you go. So maybe they're finally getting to it. They're like, hey, maybe people want to play games on, like, play our games, and maybe.
I mean, look, sure. I agree that, yeah, maybe they do want to play Nintendo games. However, I just don't see Nintendo putting a first part, like Mario game on there. I could see them putting maybe like Mario Rabbids, because that's, made by Ubisoft. That's, it's kind of closer to third party. But I don't, like an actual Mario-based first party, like platformer. Dude, the odds of that happening to me are very slim. And not only that,
never impossible.
Sure. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's borderline impossible. I'd say that much, just because of how Nintendo's good at Nintendo. We made that clear, And not only that, this was the only game with the screenshot that said GeForce Confidential, meaning they did not want this to go out. On top of that, it seems like in order to run this, they had to actually use the Dolphin emulator. They couldn't do this like naturally or anything or any other way. So piracy, sure, this is technically piracy, is what it is. Is how they got it on there. So we know they're kind of doing this illegal. Now, granted, they're not. It's not for distribution. They're not selling it. So I don't know how much they could really get in trouble for it.
No, they can't get in trouble. You're just working on shit. If you're not selling it, then it's just like, it's all like someone just tinkering with something that doesn't harm anyone or doesn't do anything. who knows? This could have been a project, like all on a serious tip. This could have been something they were working internally that maybe they thought about bringing to Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, this is something that we've worked on our own. Boom, where you don't have to worry about all this other stuff. We would love it because if Nintendo came to PC, that is a game changer.
Oh yeah, 100%. No, I agree. And don't get me wrong, I think Nintendo loves suing people. So I think they wouldn't if they could sue Nvidia, they'd be more than happy to jump on that train. So yeah, it's just wild, dude. Seeing seeing that on there, the Super Mario Brothers Wii, and then seeing that like the Mafia games were on there. That's not normally on the platform. Yeah, dude, it's pretty wild.
And the scariest thing, which I hope is not true, Kingdom Hearts 4.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4. That showed up on there. Who knows, Chris? Maybe they might do it right this time. Kingdom Hearts 3 was okay. Kingdom Hearts 4 though.
Kingdom Hearts 1. Look, I'm gonna bring the people back right now. People are like, Chris, you son of a bitch. Ooh, damn.
Oh man,
he's cursed.
You've been doing pretty good too. Yeah.
Yeah, ding. Hey, that bitch word is allowed on TV. I'm just throwing that one out there. Anyway,
Okay.
so
We're not TV. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Rated X. But I meant because of the Xbox. So where was I going with this? I completely lost my train of thought. Where was I going with this?
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts, thank you. So the thing is, like, Kingdom Hearts was fine from 1 to 2, and then they decided to make storylines on nothing. It's just got crazy, ridiculous. You can't follow it, and that's a person who loves Metal Gear, who's like, hey, bro, throw more wrenches in the story, bro. I'm here for it.
Make it
crazy.
crazier. It all up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, what? There's a vampire? Okay, dude, say less. Where's Frankenstein? I'll fight that guy.
Right.
I'm taking on all contenders. But what was the thing, Liquid, that made you the most excited?
As far as the list?
Yeah, stuff on the list, baby.
One thing that I didn't mention here, and I wouldn't say this made me most excited, but there was also apps on there too, like Photoshop and Twitch Studio, stuff like that. That was also shown on there too. I forgot to mention that part. On this list, I would honestly say, I would probably have to say Gran Turismo 7. And the reason for that is because, like, God of War, that's a PS4 title that came out. I expect God of War to be on PC. You know, I don't think that's pretty crazy. You know, I think people kind of expected that for the most part. Even Returnal, I'd argue and say Returnal also. Just because Housemarque, you know, I play that game and I'm like, dude, I think PC lovers would love that game. Same thing with Dark Souls. That's a PC players love Dark Souls. Gran Turismo 7, I'm not saying that PC players won't love it, but the fact that, you know, that's technically a newer title that we haven't even, I mean, we don't even have a release date on it. We just saw a trailer for it, and yet they're showing it on this GeForce list. I think that's got to be the most impressive. I'd say that and probably Titanfall 3 as well, because I honestly thought they were done with Titanfall 3. Like, I thought Apex Legends, they're like, oh, you know what? We don't need a Titanfall 3, and they just weren't even going to do anything with that. So that's probably
they don't need a Titanfall 3.
Right.
The thing is, Titanfall is picked up steam. Now because of Apex, people went back, played Titanfall, and I know more than one person who's done this.
Oh, I'm sure.
And got back and and people say arguably the best first-person shooter storyline of all time is Titanfall 2. And you wanna feel something at the end of that game? Go ahead. You'll never see it coming.
I never beat that game. It's so funny. Like, I played it and I got to.
Do you watch Iron Giant?
Yes, I have.
What did you feel about Iron Giant?
Honestly, you really want this hot take? I think that movie's not that great. I don't think that movie's that great at all. Like, I remember being young watching that movie and I thought it was kind of boring. Superman. Shut up. This is me. I didn't think it was that good. I thought it was okay.
I don't know how to feel right now. I thought I was slam dunking it, like, oh, everyone likes Iron Giant. Yeah. Everyone loves Iron Giant.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad movie. I just don't feel like you know, it's not Disney. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, that's an argument we could have on a whole different podcast. You son of a gun.
Who son of a gun.
Oh,
Who makes the Iron? Is that DreamWorks? Who makes Iron Giant?
bro, I don't know. I want to fight you in the face right now. That's what I want to do. All right, I want to fight you in the face and then give you a kiss on the forehead. You son of a gun.
Like,
oh my
like
God.
I said, I didn't have a problem. I just, as a kid, I didn't really care for it that much. Like, I didn't want to go out of my way to watch it. I'll be honest. I watched it a few years later after it came out, and then after I watched it, I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, I thought it was good. I don't think it was anything amazing. We're good at Superman, and then oh, he blows up. Whatever. It is what it is.
I'm gonna fight this man.
I'm not a fan of Superman
I don't
neither.
Why you choose violence? Why did you choose violence today?
Warner Brothers, by the way, made that, which makes sense because I think he's in the Space Jam movie. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So you know what else is cool? Iron Giant. Anyway, so for me, my favorite thing is Gears of War 6. I've been playing currently through Gears of War 5 and freaking loving this game. Like it is like I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna play some quick horde, and they had like this quick horde section, so it's not 4 hours long, but it's just like a couple things, and it like 20 things, but it's not that bad. There's a fast thing button. You can go through the motions. It's great, and it's fun. And then the thing is like crazy monsters. Like I was like, oh man, we're on the last lap. All right, this is cool. And I'm thinking it's just gonna be another like by the numbers thing. And then a freaking giant monster came through, and I'm like, what the hell is that?
Right.
And then we're all shooting at. I'm like, yeah. I felt like Marcus Phoenix in the old trailer where I'm shooting at the thing. Like, oh, this is not good for me.
Yeah, it's not working.
Yeah. Oh no.
But it's the only move I've got right now.
Yep. Yeah. What else are you gonna do? But yeah, no, Gears of War 6, I have to say, is the most exciting thing. I'm like, because I thought Gears of War was gonna be put on hiatus for a little bit, and I'm just glad that maybe somewhere out in the world that it's being worked on in some way, shape, or form. Because Gears of War 5, I don't want to gush over. I don't want to just turn this to Gears of War 5 talk, but it's too good of a game for the amount of coverage it gets. That's what I'm gonna say on that.
And I think that's a great point. I've been playing with Chris, and yeah, we've been having a blast on Gears of War 5. I've been impressed, and we even said it off the air here that I think Coalition is the best shooter studio that I'd say even right now best studio that Xbox has, just because nobody else has shown anything. Well, I'm gonna go with Arcane at this point just because of Deathloop, but if we're not talking about like those games here, if we're talking about strictly Xbox, what they've released, yeah, Gears is really good. Which is weird because when I first played it, I had some technical issues with it, but it seems like they patched all that up. They keep supporting it, and hey, I'm all for that. I think that's awesome.
I'm gonna say Xbox Studios, number one. Anyway,
that's a hot take if you really want to talk.
Is it? I think it's lukewarm at best.
I think it's a hot take.
All right.
But that's
not like I'm biased or anything.
Oh yeah. Oh, your poster's back up. I just realized that.
I put it back up.
Oh, okay. Is it gonna hold up this time?
Put more tape.
Oh, nice. That sounds like
it's gonna be the
Xbox Studios way. Just put more tape on it, baby. We'll get it working.
Hey, we'll get there. It'll work. It'll just take some time.
It'll happen.
Don't look over here, all right? And eventually, to that poster is gonna be added Forge and co-op campaign. It's there and there. It's just not. Oh. It's not ready quite yet. There and there.
Now, Chris, because I kind of want to talk about these posters a little bit. Now, you got plenty of wall space, right? Maybe we should throw some more posters up. You think? What are you thinking?
I am going to. First of all, why you got to put me on blast like?
No, I just want to know. This is me personally. Okay. I want to know this.
Yeah. You personally, and you tell the world. Anyway, there is another Halo poster coming. We did order, and I don't know when it's coming in. It's the samurai armor one that's coming in.
Yeah.
So that's why nothing else has been added.
Okay.
But besides Halo stuff, I do want to add other things. Maybe throw a PlayStation thing. Yeah. But I want it to be a little nicer. By the way, that was an autograph I got from my best friend David Hayter. It's not a big deal or anything. If you want the proof, it's literally right there.
For those who don't know, David Hayter is the voice of Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid series.
My best friend. I call him Dave.
No, I was thinking, like, should we... Because this is why I want to bring this up here. Should we just try to, like, go, like, crazy with that wall and just put nothing but posters? Like...
I want to put some RGB. I'm gonna do some things. I
Okay.
have idea. First
Okay.
things first is upgrading the the station,
Okay. Makes sense. All right.
and then I'm gonna attack this wall, Attack on Titan style. You know,
Gotcha.
Bombardier!
I got you. Okay. Hey, that's fine. Well, I'm looking forward to it. All right.
You'll probably be part of the decision making process
Yeah,
anyway.
I'm all for it. All right. So next, let's transition. All right, into Battlefield not only being delayed, but also going toe to toe with the juggernaut that is Call of Duty, the game that always works, no matter what you do on it. It always works.
Not a problem.
Never.
Just you know, one thing that doesn't get talked about Call of Duty enough is how phenomenal their audio is.
Yeah, I agree.
Just you know. Anyway, before we get into talking shit about Call of Duty, Battlefield got delayed, but only a month.
Yeah, not too bad. It went from October 22nd, that was the initial release, moved up to November 19th. So even a little less than a month, I'd argue. A few days less, you know? Definitely not bad. That's not the end of the world, all right? The end
It's
of the
not.
yeah, the end of the world has already happened. You know what I'm saying? We went through it with the pandemic, and it's kind of still happening. So that's probably why you're getting some of these delays, all right? But the big news here is it's coming out now, 2 weeks after Call of Duty. Vanguard.
Okay. I want to break this down a little bit, Liquid. I want
Please.
to break it
Please.
down.
Please.
Because, you know, I don't want to make everything about Halo, but it is in the middle of those two juggernaut games, right?
Right?
But more with Call of Duty, because this is not the first time they've locked horns against each other.
No.
This is not the first time EA's took a shot at the throne. First time they missed terribly, you know, and it was not a good look, pal. I want to ask you, what did you think of the initial when you heard Call of Duty getting delayed? What did you think?
Battlefield getting delayed, right? Yeah, Battlefield. So, I didn't think. Well, at first, I didn't think. I was like, okay. My first thoughts, a month, not too bad. That's what I'm thinking, right? Then you kind of put it more into perspective as far as it coming out 2 weeks after Call of Duty. Then I'm like, oh, so that's really trying to go heads up with Call of Duty then. And I'm like, well, why would you do that? Like, if anything, my response, I don't know if you remember, was I thought they would probably better off moving it even later than that and trying to go heads up more with Halo than anything.
Yeah.
That was my initial thoughts.
Halo had to come out this year, hell or high water, and December 8th is like, this is as late as they can push it back. Like, it has to come out this year. So there's that. But when I initially thought of the Battlefield stuff, I was like, what do you need to fix that's going to take less of a month? You know what I mean?
Right.
What is a month? Is it really going to do that much?
Just a little bit of
So-
polishing, mate, at most.
What polishing could he do?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, it's not much.
and I know it's a multiplayer game, but you know, game design as you and I are just fans of the industry itself. We even understand that, like, yo, dude, you just can't, like, oh, they have a month. A month is a plenty of time to do anything. Like, no, dude, you're thinking of your job. You're not thinking of the infrastructure these people have built, and it is not easy. And it's just like, man, what condition is this game in?
Right.
And what makes me think that is going, you know, Call of Duty, and you're like, oh man, but you know, we've had Battlefield has more goodwill than any of the other Call of Duty / Halo that going into this fall, this battle of the brands, I want to
Yeah,
call it.
I'd say so.
But the thing is, it got pushed back, but still not negative. And they said they were going to communicate more on their open beta now, because I guess they plan on filling that time. So that's going to be really telling of where they're at, even though it's not a beta, it's more of a demo. Just like Call of Duty. And, you know, before I was like, this is worrisome. But then we have Call of Duty's open beta. And Liquid, have you played any of the open beta yet?
No, I haven't touched it. Haven't even touched it.
Okay. So apparently on PC and PlayStation, it's okay. The problems that started to occur is when Call of Duty hit the Xbox, and you could tell on the list of priorities, Xbox was dead last because oh my God, Twitter blew up last night on hashtag Vanguard. If you don't believe me, watch some of the clips. It's like the game. It looks like the most like you like. Oh, this is pre-alpha stuff, right? Like, nah, fam. This game comes out in like a couple months.
Yeah.
And it's just, honestly, it's just like any thought I had about getting on the Xbox has completely gone away
Right. Yeah. No.
because I was showing you these videos. What
Yeah.
did you think?
No, I saw the videos too, and it's so funny because like I looked at it once. I'm just like, my immediate question to you, I'm like, wait, was like, is this Xbox like only? Because I've watched streamers play it, and they seem to be doing fine. Now, granted, the majority of the streamers that I watch are either on PC or PlayStation. You know, I watched a few weeks ago with the first beta, and yeah, that was only on PlayStation. So yeah, I was thinking like, dude, like like what is he talking about? That's where I was at first, and then I saw it, and I was like, whoa! Like you see people kind of doing little helicopter motions in the air. They're just like moving all over the place. It looks so weird. I did hear about the audios where it sounds like you can't even hear any footsteps. Now the funny thing is like I hear that and I'm just like, and that was a complaint with the first alpha, like with the PlayStation's version. So let me not. I want to say that was actually a complaint with PlayStation's as well, that the audio seemed a little too low, which I was actually I gave it praise for that because I thought Modern Warfare and it being on the Modern Warfare engine, I thought their footsteps are too loud personally. But some people now they're saying that they're like just non-existent, like they almost don't, they're not even, you can't even hear them at all. So I was like, ooh, I don't know about all that. Like that sounds a little bad. But yeah, no, it's crazy. Which almost I kind of, and maybe this is tinfoil hat. Do you think this is on purpose?
What do you mean this is on purpose?
Well, for example, the contract that Call of Duty has is with PlayStation when it comes to the marketing, right? So
Liquid.
I ask, I'm like, yo, could this possibly now part again, this is just me conspiracy theory liquid. I don't think I at the end of the day, I don't think that's what it is. But I mean, is it impossible to think that? You know what I'm saying? If Sony shelled out enough money to be like, hey, just do what you got to do on PlayStation, hell, even PC, and they'll probably convince them, hey, look at where you make the most money at. You know what I'm saying? Like, is Xbox, like, is it really that serious? And then who knows? Maybe they did. I don't know. That's where my mind wanders.
No, I don't. The thing is, I think you're being a little wild. I think you're being a wild boy.
Maybe.
But I don't think you're being that wild. I think on the list of priorities, it shows what was important to who makes this game? Raven? Is it Raven?
Well, Sledgehammer is doing the bulk of the game, and I want to say Raven is working on the multiplayer, if I'm not mistaken. They usually work on all the multiplayers, if memory serves me correct.
So it shows a list of priorities is what I'm ultimately getting at, and the Xbox was not very high on that. Like you read between the lines here, read the tea leaves.
Yeah,
like it's just the pudding. The proof is in the pudding, and right now we're seeing Xbox is having a non-playable experience. You cannot play this game multiplayer right now.
that sucks. That really does suck. And so then I ask another question though, Chris. All right, because like now, well, let's go on the other side of it here. I mean, could it possibly be maybe the Xbox is a little more difficult to work on, like the PlayStation 3 was? Could that be a possibility?
I don't think it is. If in fact the Xbox is technically more powerful than the PS5.
Yeah, no, I don't doubt the power. But remember, even the PS3 was more powerful than the 360 was it not?
But it as what I know, and take it what I'm saying with a grain of salt, it's very streamlined. Like the PlayStation was a lesson that the industry learned.
Okay, I got, and it makes sense.
Yeah, obviously it's not 1-to-1 working on a video game, but it's close enough where like this shouldn't be happening to this level.
No, I agree. This is only coming from Really only one game. It's Halo. Halo had the year delay. I know that it was due to COVID and stuff like that. That's kind of where this is coming from. Again, tinfoil hat just still on. Really is what it is. I don't think that's what it is neither. Like I honestly do. Like you said, I think list of priorities plays a big part in it. And I think if that was the case, as far as it being difficult to work on, we would have probably heard that by now with other developers. So I'm just asking questions out here. I'm just throwing everything out there.
No, you're asking the real questions, and honestly, a question like, and I looked it up. And I've been looking in. This is where the bulk of my research for this episode has actually been, because I'm trying to do research, and no one's talking about it. The Xbox is having such a lackluster experience, and I'm gonna say yet again, it goes to this PlayStation bias. It still just is what it is. If this same thing was happening
Right.
on Xbox or on PlayStation, people would be losing their freaking minds right now.
100%.
I digress. So it's just the way it is. I could get saltier about it, but who the hell cares? Like, it just is what it is.
Right.
And it just shows right now, when it comes to Call of Duty versus Battlefield, this is Battlefield's to lose. Call of Duty has never came out in such a sorry state.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of Ghost. Ghost was just a bad game, but it wasn't broken.
Right. No, I agree.
Like, this game is broken.
Yeah, I guess I can't remember if there was. I can't remember a time, and and even the fact that like if there was a time like of an issue, it was across the board. It wasn't necessarily any specific console that I can remember. So yeah, no, I agree. I don't. Now,
Guys, for anyone watching it, if I'm wrong, please tell me no. I would love to look into it. So if you guys know, prove us wrong or tell us, and
yeah.
We'll get it back up. If someone's like, actually, this Call of Duty came a little jacked up, let me know, because I'm not as well versed in Call of Duty. The funny thing, when I was playing Black Ops with Liquid, I was like, man, look at all this stuff Call of Duty's done, but Liquid's been keeping up with it. And he's like, what are you talking about, Chris? I'm like, yo, this was not in any of these games.
Right. Yeah, no, it's made some changes here, made some strides, I would even say. Now, with what you just mentioned, as far as like nobody really talking about it, like, is it just a handful of people? Maybe could it be, or is it Xbox as a whole?
It looks, I don't know. I don't want to. I can't definitively say, because this is from Twitter, but this is a big enough story where, like, legitimate FPS. I forgot the name of the website, but it's like a grassroots one. They were talking about it, and I was like, I thought it was somebody just pressing clicks. But then I looked around. I'm like, oh, this is like a website trying to legitimate. I wish I could remember the name so I could shout them out.
That's all right.
They said it's a consistent problem, it seems, for Xbox. So I've been trying to download this, because the free beta is supposed to be like today or tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna be playing it, and we might have a little in the next episode, next week's podcast, a little up to date stuff, because I'm heavily interested in this Call of Duty, because I have an Xbox Series S. So, to let you know, from a console perspective, I'm gonna put some time in it. We're gonna see it out. Besides, I do like the World War II aesthetic. I know Liquid feels otherwise, but I really enjoy it.
It's so funny. It's not just me though. It's like a lot of people that are not really.
Oh no, I know I'm in the minority.
No. I get that. I'm just saying, like, I was surprised knowing that. Like, I didn't know that was like a majority. Like, a lot of people were. They just don't really care about the World War II thing anymore. And like I said, me included.
Yeah. I think this open Battlefield is This can be the shift. Or if let's just say Halo wins. Halo's the best game out of all three.
Yeah.
But Battlefield still beats Call of Duty. This game to be the beginning of the shift.
Sure.
Or Battlefield, where instead of like trying to play catch up, Call of Duty, now they're in the forefront.
Right.
That's about holding that front. And this game is supposed to be a games of service. Now it's like, okay, now we got to push it to overdrive, and it's EA, and EA is like, how much money can we throw at this problem?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so it's definitely like, if you ever wanted to take Call of Duty down. This is the year to do it. And I think both franchises are in a good place to do it. Now that I think about how the video game landscape shifted, I made a joke earlier about the co-op and the Forge. I'm like, I think this is the Halo's benefit. Because what if both games are trash?
Could be.
What if both?
Yeah.
What if both games are broken and Halo at least has a good multiplayer? But by comparison of how it fell, how the dominoes fell,
Mm-hmm.
now it's just like, hey, we at least we have one good game, and you're like, whoa.
You know, I was thinking of that as well, which I like. It's so funny because I'm just like I already, we know about Halo not coming out with the campaign co-op mode, and we know the Forge is missing as well on day one. Like I would, and then we see this with Call of Duty. Like I immediately thought, like, what is happening? Like, do games just come out unfinished now? Is that what we're doing now? Like as far as especially the shooters specifically. I wanted to ask. You don't know? Do you know if it's like Xbox Series X users versus the S? Do you have any information on that?
No, it's both. It
is both. Okay. Wow. So like, wow, that's nuts. But yeah, no, absolutely. Like this could be. It's so funny because like I'm thinking like what like you said. I thought the same thing. Like what if Battlefield also doesn't come out? I'm like we'll have a Halo that I see as unfinished because of the lack of the co-op. Yeah, it's unfinished, right? So I'm like we have an unfinished product that technically would be the better of the three. Like that's wild. Like what kind of world are we? What are we doing? That's crazy.
It just shows. This is the beginning to showing how much COVID actually affected game development. I think this is really telling. If Battlefield, like, and I don't think they're going to. Mm-hmm. Now conspiracy corner Chris.
Yeah, sure.
Like if it happens, like all Halo has to do is one of the 6 things they offer really good, and they just win. Yeah. They win the fall and become a contender. I don't think they're gonna win, but your name gets brought up for Game of the Year, even though Halo is an incomplete game by our age bracket. Because you have to remember, this Halo Infinite is gonna be people's first Halo experience. They don't know what Forge is. They don't have the co-op daydreams that we do.
Right.
So I am on pins and needles how this story is gonna shake out, and don't worry, guys, you're gonna hear from us first.
Oh yeah.
Me and Liquid are both a fan of this genre, and I am ecstatic because I would love it if Battlefield beat Call of Duty. Like that's the world we live in. What? And I'm like, I want to play Battlefield now. Now I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
dude, I gotta get me some Battlefield. I at least gotta get in this beta.
Yeah, I've been more interested in the past. I've always loved Call of Duty more than Battlefield, but this is the first year where I'm like, man, I really want to play this Battlefield over this Call of Duty 100%. So I'm loving these conversations. I think it's great. Like I think it's it's just the fact that it's giving us something to talk about alone is awesome.
Devil's advocate, let's just say all 3 games bomb. Oof. That means Fortnite, Apex, and like a Splitgate and a PUBG, they pick up all the pieces, and all they had to do is not be broken.
Well, what about Warzone? Maybe Warzone too. Now I know we said Call of Duty, but Warzone's kind of its own thing.
Warzone's Warzone right now. I think their numbers are starting to go back up, but you have to remember their stuff is going to coincide with this Call of Duty. And if it has that stank on it, then people are like, about this Call of Duty don't even work. Do I want to play Warzone? But like, bro, I don't even want to mess with Call of Duty right now. This Battlefield though, because you have to remember, like, if you put money down, if you put $60 instead of in skins or in you put it in the game, and then that was trash. You're like, bro, what am I doing? I see what you're saying. It will negatively affect this game. I think even in Warzone.
Really? You see, I disagree. I don't like. I think it'll, like you said, it'll put some stank on the Call of Duty series as a whole. Sure, but those Warzone people, they're insane, man. I feel like they're like they, as long as there's work, they don't care what Call of Duty does, or what I'm saying, as far as the story or the normal multiplayer that's not the battle royale stuff, stuff like that, but. Yeah, man, it's wild, dude. Oh, it's crazy.
Well, maybe a question for another day. Does Call of Duty even need yearly games anymore?
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a great point.
We'll find out next year for sure.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Yeah, we'll find out next year. We'll get. What if they're like, we're not going to release a game. We're not going to release a game. We're just going to release a big update for Warzone.
Still costs $30 for some reason.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So you get. Do they have a new map yet on Warzone? I don't think so, right?
I think there's gonna be upgrades to it.
Whatever. It's not that
Yeah,
serious.
I would hope so. I know they're leaving for Verdansk.
Verdansk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Bro,
Right.
Liquid, would you ever drop in with me on Warzone? I know we played it one time. Would you ever?
Dude, I'm always down to give it a shot. Like, I'm never gonna shut it out completely. I have my problems with it, but I'd always give it a shot.
There's a part of me that wants to try it before these wars begin, so I can have a little more of a precedence. I already know how I feel. Technically, I hate Battlefield. I've never liked Battlefield.
Yeah.
This is the first Battlefield. I'm like, yo, prove to me why you're rad.
The same here. I'm kind of in the same realm here.
Well, you have anything else you want to add to
No,
this?
I think that's it. We're gonna wrap it up here.
All right.
So, yeah, that's been it here. I want to thank you all for joining us on this episode of the Microtransaction. Chris, before we go, do you have anything left to say to the people at home?
No.
Oh, great. Well, I want to leave you off with, as per usual, love each other, take care, above all else, be cool. Almost forgot. This has been a Microtransaction. We'll see you next week.